And here we go in round number one, and Zab Judah, considered a very, very bright prospect, going up here against James Salva. Judah so far 9-0 in his career with 7 KOs, has been very impressive. And being in the Pernell Whitaker stable, you'll see a few similarities. Judah, of course, left-handed. He likes to box. He likes to showboat a little.
Well,
but most of all, he's got some ability, John.
There's a reason for that. His hero is Pernell Whitaker. That was his idol.
As for Salva, he's won 3 of his last 4 fights. Actually started off very slowly with his career. Was 1-4, then he won 3 in a row and lost his last fight on August 12th. He was stopped in the 2nd round by Mike Rios.
Straight left hands eating his opponent up right now, Rich. He's got a full arsenal of weapons. You see the uppercut and very fast hands.
And Judah looks like he's out for an early night here tonight. He's starting very fast. You can see that hand speed of his. Considered an extremely bright prospect. Had an outstanding amateur career, 110 wins and only 5 defeats.
I saw him fight at the Olympic trials before the Atlanta games. He beat Hector Camacho Jr. and he was sensational that night. He ended up losing to David Diaz, who made the Olympic team. He was very disappointed, but he was ready to turn pro at that point.
Zab Judah comes from a boxing family. He's one of 7 brothers who all box, and Zab's father was a kickboxing champion.
And a very good friend of Mike Tyson. You see Judah just taking his time, picking his shots. He is a sharpshooter.
Nice work with the right jab, then following with the left cross. He punches very straight.
Salva's in all kinds of trouble here early on.
And he's struggling to keep his feet now. These are very crisp, sharp, and accurate punches by Zab Judah, who has him pinioned up against the ropes. Salva trying to fight back, but he just looks totally outclassed. And a right hand by Judah, and down Salva goes up against the ropes. Tony Orlando pulls Judah off of him, and it looks as though they might be stopping the fight as he goes down to a knee. They are. The fight is over. His cornerman had already climbed into the ring. Another very impressive performance. And Zab Judah, it would seem, John, does not need to be fighting these kind of club fighters any longer. It looks as though he's definitely ready to take the next step.
He's making great strides early on.
Well, there you had a chance to see Zab Judah in action. We really saw
for that, beating Davey Moore, and then last